Peace and blessings be upon my melanated people on this wonderful and glorious day. The Creator has provided so much for us, and we are so grateful and thankful to Him. And we thank the ancestors for all that they do for us on a daily basis. I wanted to talk to you something about something that's been kind of weighing heavy on me and kind of dear to my heart. And it's a part of our healing process. You know, the channel's called Melanated Healing. And although we do other things from time to time, we try to mainly focus on the healing of the melanated people and the things that they need to heal. A lot of times, a lot of people don't realize, even the melanated woman doesn't understand what the melanated black man goes through in the course of his life. The racism he encounters, the racism he faces. A melanated man out in the workforce, he goes through racism on a daily basis. Sometimes 3-4 times a day, he will encounter some type of racist system. Some type of racism, systemic racism, will affect him in one way or another. These are hurtful and demeaning and debasing things if you don't know how to handle them and if you don't know who you are. That pink joker will convince you that you are less than he is and that you are unworthy of the things that he has. He will convince you that you came from heathen stock and that he found you in the jungle doing nothing. So he brought you over here and made you a slave. He won't tell you about the cities, about the great cities and the great civilizations that he found and admired, and all he wanted was to take the gold from them, because that's basically what the non-melanated desire: money, power, gold. So with that being said, sometimes it becomes overwhelming for a black male in this country, especially the less he has. The less he has, the harder it is for him to hold his head up and march forward and move forward. The racism I have encountered throughout my life has, especially in the workplace, has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. And to encounter as much racism, and you have to understand that, I don't know, maybe everybody hasn't encountered as much as I have. I come from a small town in Alabama that's known for racism. We didn't have our first unsegregated doctor's office until the late 70s. I think it was 77, 75, 76, 77. This was, 68 was the year that all the laws were passed and Jim Crow was abolished. But that didn't mean anything here. Went to a high school where there were black queens and white queens. You didn't have just one king, one queen for each grade during football season or during homecoming. You had to have a black and you had to have a white. A lot of times black women don't even experience racism to the level that the black male experiences it, because the white male wants to get in your pants. He wants to sleep with her. Even today, there's so many things a black male has to think about when he steps outside of his door. He has to think about encountering a racist police force that will snuff his life out like there's nothing. He has to think about everything he does, because he could wind up in a racist justice system and incarcerated for nothing, just for leaving his house. just for on his way to work. And now you see all these videos on time. You think about the black delivery drivers out there, UPS, FedEx, postal workers, that have to encounter these Karens on a daily basis and Kens on a daily basis. Don't want them in their neighborhood. Will block their trucks off and stop them from doing their job. Like a man in a FedEx uniform, in a FedEx truck, is there to rob the neighborhood. A man in a UPS uniform, in a UPS truck, is there to rob the neighborhood. The young man, I felt very sorry for him when I saw this video, and it just broke my heart. In a white neighborhood, 3 or 4 white men, elderly men who should know better, just knocking out his windows in his car and harassing them, telling them, you don't belong here, you shouldn't be here. But yet and still, they'll stand up on Monday and say, this is the 4th of July, this is America, land of the free, home of the brave. Bullshit, I say. But that's what they'll say. And they'll have their red, white, and blue tablecloths and napkins and cups and plates and be celebrating. These same men that did this will be celebrating this, talking about how great this country is. But yet they got the nerve to tell a young man who's just driving through the neighborhood that he doesn't belong there. This is what we face, people. You think about the young black men that are pulled over for no reason and harassed by police officers, given a hard time, just because they don't see many black people in that area. They're going to pull you over. If you're a black man riding through an area where not a lot of black people go, then you stand a great risk of being pulled over and harassed, maybe even being incarcerated. White people don't get it. They don't understand. I don't expect them to, and I don't care whether they do or not, to tell you the truth. I don't give a fuck. My wife and my kids, my daughter and her husband were in town. They came to visit, and they wanted to go to the Cheesecake Factory in Birmingham. I guess that's where they went. I don't know. I didn't go. I don't go to restaurants. I don't support restaurants. I very seldomly. Sometimes I may have to get something when I'm out, but I don't. I try hard enough, because this is just food that's killing our people, so I don't go and support it. And I don't go and support it because I don't want to run into Ken and Karen, because it would not end well. And case in point, they ran into a Karen who was telling them how she was so glad that we got June 10th and we deserve it, and we deserve more. And she was wearing an African bracelet and la-di-dee, la-di-da. And if I had been there, I would have had to have told her that June 10th don't mean a damn thing to me, because we're not free and we're not independent. 4th of July doesn't mean anything to me. We're not free, we're not independent. I would have had to tell her, because we have to start telling these liberal whites who think that they're doing so much for us. We need to start telling them that what they're doing ain't a drop in the bucket. You want something, give us some reparations. Give us the equality, give us the value of our 40 acres and a mule today. Whatever the value of 40 acres and a mule is today, give us that. But I would have told this lady that I'm a black male sitting in this restaurant with all these witnesses around, and if you say I touched you, I grabbed you, I abused you, or I did something illegal to you in any way, even if all these witnesses in this restaurant say I didn't do it, the police are still going to come and arrest me and take me away based on your word. And then if I have a job I'm going to lose it. And yes, you will probably lose your job if somebody here is mindful enough to take a video of it and it goes viral. But by then, I've already lost my job, my way to support my family, and everything. Just on your say so, just because I'm a black male in America. And you say, Ron, that couldn't happen. That's not going to happen. Well, let me tell you something. It happened not too long ago. A black man bumped into a white woman accidentally. Everybody in there said it was accidentally, but she was a sheriff's deputy, and her husband was the sheriff of an adjacent county. And they called the police on him. And even though everybody said that nothing happened, that it was an accident, the police took him away and he lost his job. He was a federal contractor. Had a good job, had to have a security clearance. Lost that, lost his job. Now, the sheriff and his wife, I'm sure, would be dealt with in some minor form or something, but that doesn't do that man any good now. I'm sure he will be vindicated, but that doesn't do him any good. He's out of a job. So people don't understand what we as black males go through on a daily basis. The shit we take. And then they talk about us. You know, our women get on the internet and talk about how trifling we are. And how we don't do this and we don't do that. When you are a black male in America, your own is against you, and that unmelanated pink joker's against you, and then that unmelanated rich 1% is against you. And then people want to know why the fuck you struggling. That's some dumb shit to me. You want to know why the black male is struggling so, why he has so many issues and so many problems, and everybody is against him. He can't get support nowhere. He tried to find it among the friendship of his brethren. And if he takes one step up, they jealous of him. But that comes from the Willie Lynch letter. I ain't blaming them. And that pink joker I always want to talk about, slavery happened a long time ago, just get over it. How can you get over it when you were never given a chance to excel? You go out and you build a town for your people, for your wives and your women. You want to keep your women away from that nasty pink joker that want to rape them and sleep with your wife. You want to keep him away from him, so you build a town on the other side of town away from him. And it flourishes. And you got your own shops and your own stores, and you don't have to go there and take the risk of an Emmett Till situation with your children. And then that rascal come and burn it down to the ground and kill some of the people in it. And then you got nothing and you're starting over. No, the black male in this country has been through hell and high water, and is still going through hell and high water. With nobody on his side but him. I didn't mean to talk that long, my brother. But just know, this is to the black male, just know, hold your head up. Know that you're a king, that you are destined for great things, and that this non-melanated joker will not rule this area forever. Know that you have greatness within you, and know that you can take everything that they dish out and keep moving forward. Every name they call you, everything they do to you, you can conquer it because you are a king. Ashay, my brothers and sisters.